Here we go. And now it is live for the most part. I think it's live. Mostly live. Okay, I think we're up. Hey, what's up, guys? Trial run number 2 on this. We went live to nobody for like 10 minutes.
It was fun.
Lord willing, we're going live to somebody now. Hey, what's up and welcome to State of the Union. I'm Jarrod. This is my wife, Jessie. And we're going to do maybe just like a catch-up, kind of a tell-all. She doesn't like that. She doesn't like the tell-all. But it's been probably a couple of months before we sat down like this, or since we've sat down like this, and chatted with you guys, answered some questions. This is going to be kind of our long-form, sit-down, hang out with you guys, catch up, answer whatever question you have for Jessie or myself, and really just for she and I to hang out and catch up. Like I say catch up about 50 times, but kind of a State of the Union. Rather than sitting down with one another on a date night, we get to sit here and hammer out some of the things that I've really wanted to ask you. And we've been talking throughout the week. It's like, save it for the ye old live stream. So here we go. If you have a question, go ahead and leave it in the comments below or leave it in the live chat. I've set a timer for 15 minutes. 15 minutes. And in 15 minutes, I'm going to answer those questions because I have some questions for Jessie.
Hang on.
What?
I would like to say that it's not that I don't like these. It's that I don't like doing them
what happened
often.
What happened was, so what do you think is the right time? What is the right amount?
I think like maybe once a month is fine, but I just feel like nothing happens. When we do it every week, it's like, here I am again, still a teacher, still living here, still like...
But you have questions for me, and I have questions for you. Like, I want to know what's going on in your life, and I think those things change from week to week. But would you say that it's like, it's because you're not being paid for your time, or that you have nothing to say?
I just don't think I have anything to say.
I think that's total ridiculousness. So what I want to do is I want to encourage Jessie. I want to encourage her to sit down with me every week. I don't think it's possible, but I'm going to give it a try.
Every week?
Every week. Right now we're talking once a month, but
Yes.
I think we can buy her. If there's one thing I know
Probably.
about my gal is she
Probably.
likes to do a little chopping.
I can be bought.
She can be bought with a little
Yep.
bit of coffee, or you know, like a good time, basically a drink, a little bit of coffee, or whatever it is. Right now we're having Topo Chico. So I've seen some of my friends. Here's the deal. I've seen some of my friends do buy me a coffee. And I have been resistant, and we've talked about in the past about being resistant towards buy me a coffee because we don't want to charge anybody anything for the stuff that we make because they're basically home videos.
Right.
But I got on board with this one. I've got a link in the description because I think we can buy you into a coffee date every month.
I'll take a coffee.
So I set one up. If you guys are interested in the whole buy me a coffee thing, I think we can buy Jessie off. I think we can get her to sit down more regularly. If we can buy a coffee date once a week.
Do I get to actually go with the person?
No, that's the kind of the unfortunate thing. We're sitting here down coffee, Topo Chico, I guess, or Topo Chico. We're sitting down and having...
I want to like hang out though.
No, well, we kind of are. We kind of are. So, hey Josh, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. You're going to have to let us know if we are messing anything up. Me answering questions in 18 minutes. Got the timer set. But right now, Jessie, I got some stuff. So if we were able to sit down, if we were able to find folks who would buy you a coffee, would you sit down with me weekly if it was a coffee date? If it was enough paid where one of these bags of coffee, would you sit down with me? Weekly. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. That's a solid maybe. She can be bought.
If I have something to talk about, there has to be a topic. I don't like the ones where we just sit here and talk because...
Well, that's good because...
It's boring.
I want to ask you some questions that I want to know personally. And then I think as we kind of chat and talk about it, I think people will have questions. So for instance, like we basically, I want to ask you something. You've done an incredible job. You've done an incredible job in the last month on the reel. I've been walking through some tough stuff, some discouragement. I would dare say that I might have been even depressed a little bit. And part of that was realizing that I don't have a firm grasp on reality. That's really far, but you know what I mean. We've been talking through it, we've been praying through it. So, what's that been like? For instance, like particularly with weight and stuff. So, been trying to lose weight the last couple years. All right.
Yeah.
Right? Been trying to lose weight the last couple of years, and it goes up and it goes down. Sometimes you're on the wagon, sometimes you're off the wagon. Anybody who's a big boy like me, a big gal like me, you know how the road is. But really, really struggled. Sometimes whenever I think that I've got it dialed in, either the scale or the health hits some sort of snag, and I'll look back at it. What triggered this was a couple of weeks ago, Jana came over, and she said, how have you been doing? Do you think we could go to like an 18-hour, or what was it?
18.6.
18.6
No,
fasting versus
you were
eating?
already doing or trying to do 18.6, and she wanted to go 23.1.
She wanted to go 23.1. I'm like, ain't no hill for a stepper, because I already do like 24, 20 and 4. And Jessie was like, no, you don't. You don't do that. It's just not what you do. And I'm like, I got mad. I got really upset. So what's that been like? Because to me, I think I'm dialed in. And whenever I look back, I'm like, oh, I nailed it. And I know diet's one thing, but it's kind of across all spectrum and spheres of life. How has that been treading that out? Because you're the woman. How are you guiding the man? Tell me about it.
Well,
it's okay. It's just us and our closest friends.
it's been really hard, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
It's been really hard because the person you love absolutely the most in the entire world is struggling,
That would
and
be me.
you have to walk them through it or be the punching bag or both. And it's kind of tough because it's true love. Like, we love each other. But some things just...
I'm like fighting the quote. I'm fighting the movie quote of love.
True love, I
yeah.
know.
Okay.
But one of the things I'm learning as I'm getting older is that you can't alter someone else's reality. You can't. If it's real in their mind...
It's real.
And it happened in their mind, nothing you say can change that. And if you do try to convince them otherwise, they just get angry. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I'm just trying to help, bro. Like,
so we have this thing in the biz, and Joshua, you'll know. We have this thing in the biz where it's like real or imagine. And it doesn't much matter. So if you're talking with somebody who has imagined something, but they believe it to be real, it doesn't much matter. So Jessie and I, we have a quick kind of reality check where I go, is this real or imagine? And she can shoot me straight and say, dude.
more like he'll think I meant something. When I said something, he'll think I meant something else, and so he'll ask me, "Is that real or imagine?" I'm like, "You're out. You're imagining stuff." But like, what I've learned with him is.
Do you want to do that?
Where do I do it?
Right there, if you can.
What I've learned with him
I get it.
is.
You talk to them. I get it.
That
First stream issues.
So you can't alter someone else's reality.
Alter it.
But you can go to God together and get the ultimate truth on the matter. Because quite frankly, you might both be wrong. I mean, we're not all knowing. So we only see one side of every equation, and he can tell me his side and I can tell him my side, but if it's not our own realities, if our realities don't line up, then we just disagree, and we'll never agree, because in our minds that's what happened. And the only way we found resolution is to go to God and say, what's going on? Because we're lost.
So for me, that's been a humbling thing, obviously. Man, we got deep on episode 1. Leave it to me. That's whenever you don't have Josh here.
My questions are way different.
I was curious about that this week, and I don't want to beat around the bush, because this is our time as well to catch up as a couple. And I was curious about that, because I feel like I need to have all of the answers. I feel like I need to have direction for the family. I feel like I need to have, I'm the head of the home. I do want to check in with you, but I don't want to be, I don't want to be led. Does that make sense?
No,
I don't want
I
to be
get it.
led by you. I want to have my
Yeah.
reality defined by Jesus.
Yeah.
But it's been a huge help, babe, to go, are you hearing the same thing I'm hearing? Because I got it. I have to honestly admit, I thought I was waking up in the middle of the night and going to Whataburger, like in a sleepwalk or a sleep drive or something, because I love Whataburger, right? That seems like something I would do. But like, it wasn't adding up. And to have you go, no, dude, what did you have yesterday? Chicken fried steak. What'd you have at lunch? Well, big old Dr. Pepper. So are you staying within the boundaries? No. But it was just, so it's been nice. What's up?
What does that mean?
Error. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Sweet.
What does that mean?
I don't know. That would be some professional like Josh would have step in and tell me it's not working right. So what questions do you have for me?
Hold please. Well,
Swimming.
okay, first question.
Swimming. Sorry.
Would you rather
Yeah. Oh, would I rather?
have,
Yes?
I have more serious
No, get it.
questions, but I don't have a good lead in to that. So, would you rather have, we just did a really heavy question, so I'm going lighter.
I'm down.
Free travel and vacation for life, or
Okay, or?
your dream home and farm for free.
Wait. What? Oh, man.
Like endless free travel and vacation, so like free flights, free hotel, free everything. Or would you rather like redo this whole place, our whole place, to your dream's content for free?
Man. Well, if I could redo this whole place to my dream's content, then we could probably sell it and travel
Right.
the world for free. Well, not for free. As Jessie would say, for free?
For free?
What about you?
Oh, home.
Oh, you're a homebody every time.
I'm home.
100%.
I want to nestle in tighter than a tick.
Well, did we talk about that on this stream or was it the fake stream? Colorado?
Fake stream.
Fake stream? Okay. This is spring break for Jessie. Jessie, welcome to spring break. Jessie, what do you do? Just in case Joshua doesn't know what's going on.
I'm a homebody, obviously, so I really value staying home, getting caught up on projects, finishing unfinished things, just really relaxing. For me, traveling is not relaxing. Traveling is stressful. And like once I get there, I have fun and I enjoy it and I love our memories and like we have such a good time, especially now that we figured out how to take the dogs with us. But it's stress, and when I get home from a trip, I just want to relax, but I can't because I have to go back to work. So I really enjoy just staying home, and I see, I don't know if you do too, but as a woman, like I just see things around the house that I'm like, oh man, I got to get that done,
Yep.
or and so I
That's
just
why
feel
you
like
go on vacation, so you don't have to look at it.
no, I want to deal with it.
No, you go on vacation,
No.
so you don't have to deal with
So
it.
I have really enjoyed just staying home. I originally wanted to go to Colorado to see my brother. I love my brother.
Apparently, it was to see the snow.
I really wanted to see the snow too. I thought that would be such an added benefit of seeing my brother.
But what happened?
We already saw lots of snow.
So therefore?
I camped in 0-degree weather and I'm good with snow.
And you're out. On
I'm
the snow
out.
Thing.
So I do still want to go see my brother in 2021. That's one of my goals for 2021. But I don't know when we can, but I really want to. I think it'd be fun. Which leads me to my next question. Are you struggling?
No, I'm just checking to
Okay.
see. We might need to run our cable. Just 'cause
Yeah,
this
I was
thing's-
thinking the same thing.
Will you run it? Will you get it? Well, go ahead. What's your next question? I'll answer.
What are your goals for 2021?
Goals for 2021?
I already gave you one of mine.
Man, goals for 21.
Go see my brother.
Yep. Actually, we need to finish that. Sorry, this thing popped up. So we need to finish that up. So we didn't go to Colorado naturally on her spring break. She was done with the whole snow thing. But we did manage to book an Airbnb down south by the beach. I'm just saying, for some reason or another, we make it to the beach just every couple of years, but it's harder to make it to the mountains. I'm just saying that right now.
Yeah, but it's also not in March.
What do you mean?
We're going later, so it gives me like time to mentally prepare for leaving.
Cool.
Don't
me that.
cool me.
Do me that.
Don't cool me.
Maintenance issues. We will figure it out. I love this. I love our style. Boom.
Doesn't matter.
Hook it up.
It doesn't matter.
I wish it just to give you a little visual of what's going on.
Don't.
I'm not going to show them.
Okay,
We're just going to talk about it. Apparently, our house is disheveled, and a camera can't go in that direction. But
No, it's me. I'm not wearing any pants.
our Wi-Fi is so terrible here that we have to.
I am wearing pants. I promise.
Just say it. You're still mic'd up. That's why we have.
I'm wearing pants. I promise. They're just pajama pants.
Oh man, off a cliff. So anyway, she's got a ES went down. Connection successful.
Okay.
I think it does.
Don't know.
No, either.
Here, I'll get on.
Okay. Hey, Josh, if we're still up and running, let us know.
Looks like it.
I think we're back up and running. Oh, man.
Yeah, it's going. I am wearing pants, for the record. They're pajama pants.
There's a reason we don't go live.
I'm wearing pants. I can show you.
There's a reason we don't go live, and there's a reason we did it in our studio for so long. Oh, I love this. Whatever. Let's do it. So, what were we talking about? Goals for 2021. Goals for 2021. I have so much to do around this house. Okay, so everybody keeping up with the journey. We sold our church. I would like to have a place for our church to meet. I mean, that would be optimistic. I would love to work on some projects here around the house if time allows. I would love to see, and when I say if time allows, dude, we've got some siding that's rotting, on the side from all of the water that we've had. We've got to fix that. We've got fencing projects because we have so many little mini goats that are about to pop out this spring. My goodness, we're gonna have so many goats. So we've got to have all of our fencing projects up and running in the next couple of weeks, and then I got to get this YouTube stream thing out of my sight line because that's crazy. Okay, and then what else are we gonna work on? Leveling the driveways, lots of home renovation stuff that we got to do. We got to be working on around the farm, church, farm, and then I'll be out of this one. What was the last one? Doesn't matter. What do you have in 2021?
Goals?
Yeah.
Go see my brother. Go to the beach. So I guess travel.
Travel. It says the homebody.
Yeah. I haven't been anywhere in 2 years because of working on my degree.
Oh, yeah, for the master's.
Yeah. So I haven't been anywhere. So I thought I really want to try to do that. We're young. We have kids. If we're going to travel, let's travel. Let's do it. What else? What are my goals for 2021?
Couldn't tell you.
I have them written down in a journal somewhere, but I don't know what they are.
My alarm is going off, which means we need to take audience questions. So that would be Joshua or whoever. So we have any questions in here? David Rowland is in the house. Looks like, hey David, what's going on? Looks like Joshua's in as well. So Josh, oh my goodness. Let's find out. Joshua says, yes, yes, yes. Joshua said, I had a Topo Chico yesterday. Topo Chico from Andy McMillan. Yeah, man, I'm late to the party on this Topo Chico thing. It probably tastes so good to me now because I'm trying to throttle back on some of the sugars and stuff. But this twist of grapefruit, yes, please.
I like the twist of lime.
Andy says, love it. Josh says, come to Iowa and I'll buy you lots of coffee.
Yeah.
Joshua says, love the vulnerability here. Yeah, man.
That was when we were talking about your strugs.
Let's say come up with like 5 questions and we'll just sit down, like questions that you've had throughout the week or throughout the month that would, you'd be interested in type of thing. Hers are a little bit different than mine. Somewhere.
Yours was the hard question.
That's what I'm saying. Yours are like, well, yours are great. Yours are great. Don't stop. Yours are great. Probably your bandwidth. Yeah, we're having some definite
still having
first
trouble.
Live stream issues. Lots of grain going on. Lots of rural Wi-Fi stuff, man.
Maybe I plugged it into the wrong port.
Jessie admitted being without clothes and the stream goes down. That's
perfect timing.
Perfect timing for us. More goats coming. Yeah, tons of goats. Babies. We have Nigerian dwarf goats and they can kid 2 to 3 times over, and one of our girls, she's had as many as 5. Was that right?
5 kids?
Yeah, 5 kids at
Yeah.
a time. So at a time. And then their gestation period, I did that right? Gestation period is like 5 months, so they can have 2 batches a year. It's pretty insane. Anyway,
So we've
we're
kept
ramping
them
up.
we've kept them separated for 2 years because I was in school and I didn't want to deal with it. But I have released the Kraken. Is that is I say it right?
Yeah,
I've released the Kraken. I put
he's
our
definitely a Kraken.
Billy Goat in with the girls that I wanted him to breed.
He's
and,
crack-a-lacking out there. That's
yeah,
all I know. He
He's
stays busy.
he is living his best life.
And they've grown wide. I don't know if we've got them in any videos here recently, but they're as wide as they are tall.
So wide.
And they're Nigerian, so they kind of have that African bone, skinny look. If you've ever seen a cow from Africa or a goat from Africa, they're kind of thin. Not these girls. They are thick.
They're
2
big.
C's.
And they look fat. Like, they look really fat. And granted, they were fat, but I only give them hay. So I'm not mistreating my goats, I promise. They're just wide.
So David says, coming through clear for me. That's awesome. Glad something's working out. Said, so what's the monthly? Oh, there's Mother Dismiss. So what's the monthly buy me a coffee goal to get one of these every week? If we can get a coffee, like what it takes to buy a package of coffee, would that be
15?
fair?
Is that
So it's
$15?
$15.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. We're going to work up to it. That's what I'm saying. We may not be able to pull it off, but if we can buy me a coffee, since we have the link down in the description, if we can buy me a coffee, Jessie, $15, I want to get her weekly. I don't think it's going to happen. She may be right. This may be a monthly show.
I can be
but
bought. I'm just saying.
That's my one stab at the old buy me a
My
coffee thing. I
love
think we can buy her
language
off.
is gifts. As shallow as it is gifts.
It's true. All right. That's the goal anyway. Mini goats. Yep. Mini goats on the Brownie farm. Mini goats. Normal sized cows, but eventually she wants to have mini cows.
Mini donk.
She wants to have a mini donk.
I
don't
really want a mini donk.
Mini
And chickens.
badonkadonk.
Regular chickens, not mini chickens.
Brownie farm. Yep. Perkins family. Yes, we are live, and it is a complete disaster. Welcome to the stream.
Yeah, we're trying to do it in the kitchen. It's not really working out.
Can you tell us more about the diet? What's the exercise and meal plan look like? Okay, yeah. So right now, the diet is this, because I don't know what reality is, and you'd have to rewatch the live stream if you're just tuning in now. I don't know what reality is, so we're starting off with very small steps. Here's the goal. We're going to do a 23-4. Basically, we have one meal.
23-1.
23-1, because there's 27 hours in a day. 23-1, I have to fast 23 hours, and then I have 1 hour to eat, which is no big deal. But for me, that's more than enough. Like,
Yeah.
it lets me, and you can do anything goes. But what's odd about that is you kind of want some good stuff because you only have one meal. It's
so
only
hungry.
one stock up. So if you're going to have any sort of fruit or veggies or anything like that, and oddly enough, being a couple weeks into this, I want the good stuff. I still eat whatever I want, like on the back end, dessert, whatever. But I can't force myself to consume what this big boy would need to maintain. So right now, so far, so good.
I think it's been the easiest diet for him because his lifestyle as far as being a pastor is like, you go out to eat all the time, you're getting coffee all the time, and it's like, it's hard to stick with keto or stick with, you know, one thing or the other. But like,
I love keto, but
doing this where you don't eat for 23 hours, like you just don't eat, you don't have to make any choices. Your only choice to make
Don't
is
eat.
whether you're gonna eat or not.
do you eat lunch or do
dinner.
you eat dinner?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty much
It's,
it.
it's
And
made
when
it
you
so
do,
much
you're
easier
done.
for him. I think it's made it easier for you because you're not going, oh, should I have a Dr. Pepper? Should I not? What should I do? Da, da, da. It's just no. Either you get to eat lunch or dinner. And so in the morning,
And you don't.
I ask him, are you having lunch or are you having dinner today? And depending on the day, he chooses which one. And it's worked out, I think.
So far, so good. Like I said, hoping to dial it in, do a little bit better, do a little bit more healthy items as we go. But for right now, it's a...
And exercise, we walk. I think someone asked, how can we pray for y'all? I think that was in there.
Oh, man.
His
yes.
elbow is injured. His elbow that he uses for holding the gimbal and videoing is injured, and so...
So apparently, I had no idea. I didn't know this was a thing. I'm just being brought up to speed. So my elbow was killing me. I filmed a wedding. I didn't feel like it was like a pulled muscle. I couldn't put my finger on what exactly is going on with my elbow, but it hasn't been getting better. And so, believe it or not, shocking, I was praying, was it yesterday? Or was it this morning?
This morning.
This morning, I'm like, God, what is going on here? Like, I've had people pray for my arm. Do I need to go have it checked out? Like, what is happening? And then popped into my head, tennis elbow. I haven't even heard of that. So I Googled tennis elbow, and that is everything that I have going on. So apparently, I have some sort of tennis elbow injury, and I'm looking for ways to try and rehab this tennis elbow thing. But that sure is, oh, I had all the descriptors. Tennis elbow. Thanks, Sarge.
Issue is,
See,
like,
bro?
realistically speaking, you can't take any video jobs until it's healed.
Yeah.
So...
Because I've got to hold the big camera on top of
And I can't hold the gimbal. It's way too heavy for me, so...
There's the studio. When Sarge goes in, he flings the door. He's a jerk.
Oh, George.
He's a jerk. Sarge, you're a jerk. It's not time to play, buddy. How can we be praying? Okay. I got you with a coffee, Carlos, bro. Come on, man. That's awesome. How can we be praying for you? That's it. That's what I said. Perkins family. Yep. What a bad habit. What bad habit does he have that makes you, oh, man.
Angry?
How about, what bad habit do you have? Why does it got to be me that has the bad habit?
Shoes.
I'll tell you what, dude.
That makes him so mad.
Makes me so mad. She has shoes everywhere in the house. Like, I don't know. First of all, I don't know how this woman
this is true.
has so many shoes
And
in the
wears
house.
them. I wear all of them.
Incorrect.
The shoes that are that are around the house, I wear.
Fair enough, but
And
there is
on
no
average,
stinking way, home skillet,
on
that you wear
average,
all your shoes.
I have 5 pairs of shoes sitting out at all times.
Girlfriend, no. So I'll
There's
be
one
walking
right
through the
there.
house at night, or maybe I'm shutting down the house, I'm turning off all the lights or whatever, and I will trip over 2 to 3 pairs of shoes.
Yep.
They weren't there during the day. How did she wear 2 to 3 pairs of shoes?
I wear 5 pairs of shoes a day.
That's a problem.
No. They all serve a different purpose.
What? They're flip-flops and high heel, not high heel, but high
Wedges.
and
Ankle boots
tennis
and tennis
shoes.
shoes.
How do you wear all those?
Slippers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so his habit that drives me batty, he leaves trash out
Nah, I don't get this one.
all
I don't get
over
it.
the house. I'm like,
I don't get it.
are you going to reuse this? And he's like, no, why would I? And I'm like, then throw it away. What is wrong with you? I get so mad.
I don't get that
He
one.
will not throw his trash away.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Will not throw his trash away.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So I've started making piles for him. Of his trash.
Stop it. So true though.
I just feel like if he's not throwing away, that it must be a treasure. And I don't want to throw away his treasure.
Treasure.
So I make piles of his treasures.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Okay. There's a few things out. Okay, I'm working on the dryer. Our dryer broke down, and I'm not going to spend $600 or whatever it is, $800 on a new dryer. I'm not going to spend a couple $100 on a used dryer, especially whenever I've torn that dryer apart so many times that I kind of know how it works. So I ordered some parts off Amazon. Called the people in town. They said it was $171. I feel like a girl here. I found a deal. $171 for this part. Found it on Amazon. Was it 38 or 48? 38 bucks. That's what I'm gonna say because that's better. 38 bucks, and then I'm getting around to it. I'm getting around to it. It's not trash.
No, that's not trash.
Yes. It may still sit there. It's a part. That's a staff. A scythe. I'm working on it.
Gosh.
Okay.
What
What question do you have? And we'll pop back in over here on
What
these
else
guys.
is there?
Let's ask the rest of your questions,
And
and then we'll pop back in on these guys.
So you've made a couple videos about us selling the church
Okay.
and how we don't know where we're going. Are you sad to say goodbye to
Yes.
the building?
Yeah.
We're still a church. Like
Yeah, still.
we're still in business or whatever. But
Oh man, that's been something though. Like having the community come up and go,
yeah,
guys, don't go away, don't give
yeah,
up,
it's
don't.
not embarrassing, but like people just assume that you're closing down.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make sense because on Sunday our parking lot's packed, so people are like, "What happened?" You know. But are you sad to see the building go? We got
yeah.
married there.
Oh,
I
yeah.
got baptized there.
Oh yeah, and kind of like whenever you go into our building, a lot of places, if you go to a church building, they'll show you around the different rooms that they have. We have one room, essentially. Everything else is storage. We have one sanctuary room. And when I show people our building, teasingly, I'll say, well, have you want me to take you on the grand tour? Here it is. Boom, you're on the grand tour. But I show the snot stains in the floor. It's not really stained by snot.
Gross.
It's not really stained. But I show the places in the floor where God like wrecked me.
Yeah, impacted you so much.
I remember like the place where I don't go too far, but I remember the place where Jim found freedom. You know, like he always points to his part in the floor, like where demons were cast out, where people came to know Jesus for the first time. Where I remember the little girl who jumped in cannonball style into the baptismal area.
So cute, and she's
I mean,
swimming
come on.
around.
And she swam over to Dave.
That's the thing is like, we have I mean, I've been there for 27 years. I've been there since my parents, you know, not my parents, but the group, including my parents, started it. And I have so many memories there. Like I said earlier, I was baptized there. I was married there. Like, I heard my first prophetic words there. Like, it's home. It is home. And so, but like, I'm not really sad to see the building go. It's a little like, oh man, that's our home, you know, but to me, I take my memories with me, and no one can ever buy those. Like, they're mine. And
Okay.
I mean, I don't know, I guess when my parents sold my childhood home, I went through the same thing. It was like, oh man, I really love this place. I had so much fun. It was our first, you know, whatever, long story. But it didn't bother me because it's the closing of a chapter. And for me, the beginning of a new chapter is so exciting. I love change. I love new things. So I'm just excited. I think my excitement is outweighing my sadness because I just don't see it as a sad thing.
Yeah. No, same for me. Like, I know it's just a building, but I'm gonna miss that old pig. It's almost like a badge of honor because you don't go to that church because of the aesthetics.
No, you don't.
You have to want to walk through the front doors. I mean, I look forward to that not being the case. But man alive, like the people who go there for all the right reasons.
Yeah, that's true. You know they're there because they're seeking after God with all their hearts.
But will I miss it? Oh yeah. Like, I'm just getting some stuff in there and get some stuff done in the last couple of years. It's like, we just got the lighting swapped out. Or, we just got the...
And even like, some people have asked, oh, are y'all going out of business or whatever, or closing down or whatever they say. But also half the people will say, oh, did y'all outgrow it? And it's like, yes and no. I mean...
Yeah, that's fair.
Numbers wise, we fit in there pretty good.
As long as everybody doesn't show up on the same Sunday, we're good.
Right. But like, yes, we have outgrown it. God wants us to move on. And so, yeah, we've outgrown it. So when people ask me that, I say, yeah. And they're like, you know, they might assume something, which is fine. But yeah, we've outgrown it.
Oh, yeah. And that is a whole other thing. Like, that's part of what I was going to ask you about. Like, so, yeah, I missed the building, but are you enjoying the process of that? Or is it too much? And what I mean is, just to catch everybody up who's watching, maybe you haven't seen some of the videos, but our elder group, our elder team, they started hearing some words that you may call prophetic or whatever. But basically, when we were in prayer together, seeking the direction of the Lord on our fellowship, we were like, what's going on? What are we supposed to be doing in this community? And what came forth was like, we're supposed to burn the ships, which we immediately knew was the selling of our property, and we were supposed to take a more leadership role in our community. We could not figure out what that meant and how they went together. So those were the foundational words, but the walking out has been for me, humbling, as we're like, we think God said this. We think God wants us to move here or do that, and to have people go, that's dumb, because it's not conventional. So what's it been like for you, though? Because you take the brunt of it. You're the first lady.
Well, I'm a little bit removed from it because first it's the elders, then you, and then you bring stuff home to me. So, like, emotionally, I'm a little bit farther removed. I think I've been more concerned with, like, anyone in our church family or leadership saying no to an offer.
Oh, just making sure everybody's saying yes.
From God, yeah.
You guys keep saying yes.
I've been reading the chronological Bible again, and obviously it starts in Genesis, and so I've made my way through. I'm in 1 Samuel, Chronicles, Psalms area right now. It bounces between the three because they're all chronologically the same. But like the Exodus area, I'm like, we are walking through this right now. And like, I just realize, at least I think I do, realize the gravity of the situation. We are doing what we think God wants us to do. And I feel like everything is so important and so sensitive, and we have got to be obedient. And if we step out of line with what he's saying, I am very nervous.
Yeah, the folks who are purchasing our property, they are gracious to let us stay for a period of time while we're trying to figure out what it is that God's saying for us. And I was letting them know. They said, "Hey, what's going on? What catch us up on the next type of deal?" And I said, "Well, it's not looking real good." And they said, Jessie was within earshot. I said, "Well, we'd be glad to rent it back to you for whatever period of time." And she steps in. She goes, "No."
And I think it was a little harsh.
He's just offering.
I think he was really joking, honestly.
He was joking
but
and being kind.
I was like, God said I didn't say this to him because it doesn't matter to him, but I'm like, to Jarrod in the car, I was like, God said burn the ships. That does not mean that you go back and live in the burnt ship. We're done. Like, we're not going back. I don't know. I was just like, I'm very nervous about someone not being obedient, including myself. Like, I don't care what God tells us to do. We're doing it because I don't want to miss out on the promise. I am terrified of missing out on the promise so badly. I'm like, you better do what he said. And so I'm just praying a lot in the background that everyone involved in the process would hear God and be obedient to that so that we don't miss it. I don't want to miss it.
Yeah.
I really don't want to miss it.
That's funny because that's kind of a call that's on our life. Something that has been reiterated over and over and over again, which Joshua's actually asked me that question several times. Like, what's one of those pillar or foundational scriptures that stands out? And it's the whole Joshua thing. So we know that we're supposed to lead a generation into the promised land of God, what metaphorical, whatever. We're going to do it. So we are going to say yes to it. And it's so nice to have you, baby. That's right there going, you're going to say yes. Because sometimes I got a little fear in there and I want to be like, no. But we're grasshoppers in their sight.
I will pull your metaphorical leash. We're relearning dog training.
Oh, that's been fun.
And I'm just like, I don't care what God asks us to do.
We're doing it.
We're doing it. Yeah, it's crazy. It's nuts. We sold our building and we have nowhere to go.
It says sold on the outside of it now.
It's crazy, but I don't care. I don't care because I know that whatever is next is good. I know it's good.
Yeah. Because
God said do it. So we're doing it.
There you go. We do it. Let's take questions and then we'll see what we have left. To the elbow. So let's go back up here. It says, Joshua says, so $15 a month or $15 a week? I want these weekly.
Joshua.
It would be weekly, and that's going to be tough to get. Love intermittent fasting. Yep. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how all that Buy Me a Coffee works out. If you're just tuning in now, we're trying to get I have a Buy Me a Coffee link down in the description. We're trying to buy Jessie into doing these once a week. Right now, she says no, it's once a month, but she can be bought. If we can get her a coffee brewing up in here. Let's see. Keto plus intermittent fasting has been amazing for me, but we all got to find what works for us and willing to call an occasional. Oh yeah, definitely. I love keto. Intermittent fasting is huge for me, but I do have to do that whole check-in with Jessie because I'm not entirely sure what works all the time. In particularly, I'm not afraid to say it. When I get on the scale, when it becomes about numbers on a scale, I get weird about it. Like, it'll depress me to a point where I will jump off that wagon and go shoveling my face. And it's like, what just happened to my flesh? It got activated and I'm going nutso. So it's been nice to check in and say, okay, let's do a little status update without having to weigh in or anything. I think I'm gonna have a weigh in next week, babe, actually.
Are you?
Just so I can get some clarity, figure out what is reality, and we'll keep on going. Okay, the Perkins family in Haiti, what's up? Says, man, that's gonna take some discipline. I like to eat.
Yeah.
You have no idea. I'm a foodie to the core.
I am not
Everybody's
necessarily...
like, food for the stomach and the stomach for food. I'm like, yeah, but it tastes amazing.
I'm not really a foodie. Like, it's not really my motivator. But I have a high metabolism, thank God. So I am hungry.
No.
All the time.
Incorrect. She eats nothing.
True.
She eats nothing. You're hungry all the time, but you don't let yourself eat. Or maybe you fill up real fast.
I fill up fast.
Because you don't have breakfast for the most part. Sometimes you might have, I don't know, you used to have an egg or whatever.
I go in and out.
In and out. But right now you're not eating breakfast. You have your coffee. Then at lunch you have like this little lunchable.
It is not much.
It is nothing.
Yeah.
And then you come home at 3 o'clock. You'll have another coffee
snack.
if you're on your regular school schedule. Cheese. It'll be like a cheese
snack,
piece or something like that. And then you will have for dinner, it's usually some little thing of rice. And then rice is like your base for everything.
I love rice.
A little rice and then some sort of crock pot meal, soup, stew.
I guess that's accurate. I pretty much snack all day.
All day, son.
Until dinner. And then I'll eat a real meal for dinner. But I'm not into sugar. I don't know. I'm just not really into food.
Carlos says, keep up the good work. Joshua, tennis elbow, praying. Thank you. Thank you. Somebody got their message held for review. I don't even know how that works, so best of luck to you guys. I'm getting all sorts of emojis. Would we throw something away? Or is that a trash can? Or is that a toilet? I don't know. It's too small. When you guys gonna visit Chicago? Chicago. I don't know. That was terrible. I'll work on it.
Chicago. I've never been.
It's fantastic. We had pizza. I don't know which is better, Chicago or New York. I'll just throw that out there. I'm a noob. I went to the Sears Tower. It's awesome. We gotta go sometime. Chicago. I was just talking to my daughter today about needing to take a trip. Everybody's in on Chicago Grand Tour.
Right.
How can I relate to that? Josh, come on through. Why did you sell your church building? Network Chuck. That's a long story. I will probably have to refer you to the videos, but you missed it also in the first part of this live stream, so that everybody else doesn't have to go back and relive that again. You might just hop back a couple minutes after this thing's over and check that out. We'll show you all the cool stuff, plus you have to have a good pizza. There you go. You're already ahead of me.
I love pizza.
I just don't know, man. Deep dish of the regular.
Wait, go up. What'd that say?
Josh says, yeah, Carlos, it's got, which one?
How did y'all meet?
How do we meet?
Me and you?
You and me. Me and you. How did we meet? Oh,
we met in high school.
I found her out. I'm just going to say. So my best friend in high school was in a relationship long-term for high school, which was like...
It was a long time.
4 years
yeah,
or something like
time.
That. So long-term relationship, broke up with this girl. She was from out of town, and great guy. And I'm like, man, I will scour this place, and I will find you the cream of the crop. I will find you the one. So I scoured the high school, and I looked around. I found what I thought to be the one, the best one that I could find. And so he asked her out, and we double dated. I had a girlfriend at the time. She double dated with my friend, my best friend. We went out, and they did not hit it off, and we did.
Which is surprising because I get along with him really well. Like he's
dude.
Still friends with him, and when we see him, like we get along. But
you guys are both great. I don't care. I'm just glad that
click.
I'm glad y'all didn't hit it off.
He did not call me. He did not call me after the date.
He didn't call her. He like, okay, he didn't hate her, but
he didn't like me.
They were not on the same page.
No, he didn't like. I was offensive.
she had an injury, and God had radically saved her. That's a story for another time. And when she sat down and told that story to us, I'm eating popcorn, like taking it in. He was kind of like,
It freaked him out.
settle down.
So
'Cause it's a radical story.
yeah, and that was kind of like, that happened right before 9th grade, and I was in 10th grade when we went on the double date, and so it was still pretty new.
Yeah.
And so people were still asking me about it because I literally died.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm not dead, and so people would ask me about it, and I was upfront. Like, I told them, God healed me. And for some people, that was too much. And for him, it was too much.
Yeah.
It freaked him out.
It freaked him out.
And that was on the way to our date. And so the rest of the date was not pleasant.
Hey, that was
Well,
for us.
with him,
Right,
yeah, it was really
right.
awkward. But Jarrod was great. He was very friendly. We talked the whole time.
I liked her a lot, but I was dating somebody, and I couldn't date her because he had just taken her out. You guys know
And
the dude code.
He was a senior, so he graduated, he left. And then we met up again when I was a senior in college. And
Found her again.
He was in the Air Force. We
the
found
old
each other
MySpace.
on MySpace.
Found her again. Hunted up the cream of the crop, boys.
And
That's how you do.
we started dating.
That's how you do. There you go, Carlos. There's the condensed version of that. Yeah, Carlos, it's got to happen when we all put up. You guys are still meeting up. Carlos has some fire going on. Chicago deep dish. I know, man. I don't see it. Hey, if it's inside of an hour, let's just see how much of that deep dish we can take down.
Yeah, boy.
See, that's where I go wrong on these diets. I'm like, okay, how much can I fit into an hour?
I can get
Can
a
I
whole
get miserably
pizza.
sick? Nope. Don't forget about the hipster coffee shops that flow like milk and honey. Yes, please.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Yes, please. We have our own, though. I feel pretty spoiled between, I would say, 5 miles this way and 5 miles this way. In Texas terms, that's around the block. Okay, for those of you who are living in cities, that's in Texas terms, that's here.
Really close.
On top of us, down at the bottom of your building, so to speak. So 5 miles this way and 5 miles this way, we have two of the best coffee shops within hundreds of miles.
Yeah.
They're amazing. Of
Yeah.
course, same dude owns them, but they're
Right.
amazing.
They're really good.
They're
really good.
amazing. We're spoiled. That's why the coffee is so expensive. That's why you gotta buy me a coffee. Now you're gonna buy me a coffee. That's why we gotta buy her over. Don't forget about missed that one. This says, what advice would you give to another pastor transitioning into online ministry through vlogs? That's a really good question, David. First of all, I would say subscribe. I mean, that sounds like a shameless plug, but we're doing it. That's exactly our heart. I would say find your voice, which means make a whole bunch of videos. It's just find the process, find your voice, get it out there. Make sure, numero uno, that God's called you to do it, because it's brutal and it's a long haul. It's not like if you're looking for fame, if you're looking for money, if you're looking for instant celebrity stuff, that's not the way. This is the way. That is not the way to do it. So I would say make as much as you can. Find people that inspire you. Make sure you're in the line of creation that God wants you to be creating through, because you are a creator. And then I would also recommend subscribing to somebody like Joshua's or some of the other guys. There's a whole community of YouTube vloggers, creators, Instagram, TikTok, folks like that who are making it.
I would not recommend marketing yourself to friends and family necessarily.
Oh, that was a huge step.
Because
Preach this one, girl.
it's not that they don't want to see it. It's not that they don't love you, but it may not be what they're looking for.
It's not their cup of tea, and it throws the
And
YouTube algorithm
it really,
off. And it throws
it
them
makes
off.
you feel like you're not doing it right, you're not good enough. And no shame to our families or anything like that, no shame. But it's just not what they're looking for. It's not what they're interested in. So I would recommend, like what he said, finding your niche. Is that what you say? Niche?
Niche.
I say niche.
Niche.
Finding your niche.
Niche.
And connecting with those people in your niche. And not just for a subscribe, but really connecting with them relationship-wise. Get to watch their videos, get to know them, like you're doing right now.
Like what you're doing right now.
Yeah, you've already started.
You become friends with the people who are making things that are similar to you, and they teach you things or they share resources. Case in point, Joshua Verwers is here in the chat. He's a very close friend, YouTuber, immense resource for you out there. Go follow and watch all his stuff. But you make friends like that. Everybody in here, I recognize their name in some way, shape, form, except for a handful of you. And we know we know one another. And it's nice to know that you're not by yourself, because you're going to become discouraged in the process, and you're going to become frustrated with the making. So those would be my handful of tips.
Your first couple videos are going to be bad.
And you're going to think they're awesome.
You're going to think they're awesome.
You're going to think
and then
they are the cats.
In a year,
meow.
You're going to look back at them and you're going to realize how awful they were. But that's part of the process. Like, you do the best you can for what you have, and you just grow. Yeah. You just grow in it. I mean,
as hard as it is, I'm going to hop in here on this one. As hard as it is to do it to the best of your ability, give yourself a time limit and send it out. And because it's gonna suck anyway. Maybe you're the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Maybe.
You're the exception.
True.
Go with that. You're the exception. Make it, send it out there, but adapt and adjust to what your audience takes you back.
You don't want to compare yourself to others, but at the same time, you want to kind of see what others are doing, not so that you can match them, but just to learn from them.
Oh, definitely.
I have the videographer extraordinaire right here. He's incredibly creative. He can do things that I could never even imagine doing. And yet when I started making my videos for my classes, they were horrible. They're horrible.
She's a teacher.
No, well, the content is good because
I'm
is there. Teaching good stuff, but like the video quality, I was trying to do it without him. He's so busy. He has enough on his plate. I wanted to be able to do it where I didn't need his help at all. And I did need his help. So he ended up helping me out a little bit with my setup. And they're still not perfect. I still have lots of room for growth, but I'm going to workshops and watching other videos, and it's just a learning process. You'll figure it out.
Hey, you're in all that. It's so hard. Side note for all you creators out there, it's so hard not to touch her YouTube videos, because I'm like, that's not how you do it. No, wait, but the thumbnail, but the title, you could probably.
Well, and the thing about that is my niche is way different than this. My videos are math videos. They are math lessons, and I make them
we could dominate that. Turn me loose on that thing.
My audience is my students. And so I balance between this, like, am I making this for my students or am I making this for YouTube? Because if I'm making this for YouTube, I need to do quick 3-minute, one example videos.
There is a nugget here. Don't miss this. No, it's you.
If I'm making it for my students, then they need the same or similar experience that they would get in a classroom. The reason why they signed up for my class is because they're wanting to learn from me. So I want to give them that experience. And so basically I've kind of defaulted to that. The reason I'm making my videos is for my students. And so I gear my content to my students. But the videos are public. So if somebody else wants to see it, they can. And some do and some don't. But you have to have a clear goal, a clear audience, and a clear message.
I feel like...
And stick with it.
I feel like a Miyagi'd you. Fantastic.
I listen.
Fantastic. Look at you.
Now, my goal in my audience is not the mass. Doesn't cater to the masses.
No.
But that's not why I'm there. I'm there for my students.
Neither does this channel, you know?
Yeah.
This is specific.
Yeah. It's very specific.
You're pretty much a believer, hair on fire believer, chasing after Jesus, and want to do the same thing. Not that we do, but like...
Right.
You want to create something.
The same message.
Exactly.
Yeah. I forgot what I was going to say.
All right, let's take the next one. So that was David. Joshua says, these are fun to watch. We want more. We want more. Buy Jessie a coffee. Thank you, Joshua, for rallying the troops on the buy me a coffee thing. Man, Chicago pizza is the best. You need to reward yourself on the diets with a treat meal. Just don't let it turn into a cheat year.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Falling off the wagon is real.
We designated Fridays as a cheat day.
Cheat day, which, yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know how I'm going to do that yet.
Kind of.
Cheat-ish day.
Well, Fridays, we have our staff meeting lunch, which he doesn't want to miss. But we also have date night, which he doesn't want to miss.
Yep.
So we'll do 2 meals on Fridays.
Yep.
Or 3.
Or I don't know.
I don't know.
I just don't know how. I don't know. I mean, obviously, it's like I'm in recovery. Like I need to behave to some extent, but I also need a day to not toe the line so hard.
Yeah.
And again, with the beginning of this video, I'm trying to find where reality is, because I think not taking myself so seriously is like a year off the wagon, like what you were saying, Joshua, where you turn around and go, oh, whoops, I'm not on target anymore.
It's like a gateway. He says, I don't want to be so strict. And so he's like, I'll have 1 Dr. Pepper if we go out. If we go out, I'll have a Dr. Pepper. Well, guess what?
Which means like a cup with unlimited
Yeah,
refills.
it's 32 ounces with unlimited refills. And then we end up going out every day. And then it's a Dr. Pepper every day.
This is bad. This is why we shouldn't have gone live right here. The news is going to be like a tell-all.
We need a few more boundaries for diets.
Clint has entered the chat probably like 15 minutes ago, but I'm finding you. Niche. Oh, niche. Like, nope. What is that? What's that word? I don't even know what the second word is. Oh,
Where are you?
Niche, like quiche. I agree.
Oh, I get it.
I agree. I don't think I've ever seen the word quiche spelled out.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. You're smart.
Niche.
Niche. Okay, I've not even told my family I'm doing it yet. That's probably a good thing,
Yeah,
honestly. Just do it. Yeah. Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
That's how we've treated. So we did the first part of this channel where we were on Facebook all the time, trying to share it with our family, posting. You guys are gonna love this. You're gonna love this. Check this out. Check this out. Check this out. And they didn't.
Not really.
Well, to be fair, it wasn't really good.
No, it wasn't.
But they didn't jump on board, and so it was discouraging, and you're like,
Yeah.
you get frustrated with your family. I would say just make the stuff that you're supposed to make and let YouTube find the audience.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. You're the first. Your first is your worst, but you got to get started. I would say that's accurate for live streams as well. By the way, Jarrod, I loathe your thumbnail for this last lightning round spoof. It gives me nightmares.
What
Have
was
you
it?
seen that? So I took Joshua's face and my face,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I melded them
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
Like I
You
changed
guys
the
had a
opacity.
baby.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
It is disgusting.
There
when
was
you see it
a
blown up.
Snapchat filter. You know what I'm talking about? There was a Snapchat filter a couple weeks ago.
That scarred me
It
hard.
was disturbing.
Actually, that needs to be one of my therapy
It was
questions.
disturbing. So the filter was, it makes you prettier, because Snapchat.
Does it though?
And then it makes a male version of you.
This is where it goes off the rails.
And then
That
it makes
you
a
can't-
child version
You can't unsee this
of
stuff.
you. So the disturbing thing is, my brother and I look very similar.
So there she is,
So there I
married to her
am
brother
with
their
my
love
brother
child.
and our child, and I'm like, ew, oh my gosh, that's nasty. And my friend also looks like her brother, so she did one too, and it was like, oh my gosh.
I'm learning. I thought filters were to make you look pretty, and to encourage you to. No. So what she does though is she takes these filters and she will pick the worst one as the most unflattering and send it to all of her friends,
So
and they love it. And then she'll show it to me, and I'm scarred
he's
for life.
disgusted.
Scarred
But
for
that's
life.
the thing, okay, so
Scarred
this
for
is a
life.
defense mechanism for me. If I feel like I don't look good, I will make myself uglier so that I'm purposely looking ugly. And then when you make fun of me, then I know that I look ugly because I tried to look ugly.
I'm gonna turn the comments off, but look at you, girl. You couldn't look ugly if you tried. And until you put a Snapchat filter on there, it's pretty
Then
rough.
it's ugly.
Pretty rough. Perkins family, we should organize a Texas barbecue vlogger
Yes.
tour and I'll go see.
Yes.
Yes. Clint. Okay, side note. I saw your video, of course, everybody's seeing your video right now, of the FaceTime in church. So he has this video. Let me set this up. He has this
Okay.
video because I don't think you know Clint.
I don't think so.
He has this video. He's preaching in church, and he's given his iPad to his daughter previously, earlier on in the week,
Okay.
and they had been she and some little girl had been FaceTiming one another back and forth. So they call each other and they have their deal or whatever. Well, he uses his iPad to run the sound and whatnot.
Right.
And so this little girl was FaceTiming him over and over and over and over and over and over again in service. And he's trying to keep his peace about it. And apparently there's a team of people trying to figure out how to shut this FaceTime down. Oh my goodness. Laughed more than I should. I can't imagine what it was like to live through, but that's hilarious.
I turned off my, it's in the settings, but I turned off the ability to get phone calls on my iPad and FaceTimes on my iPad because I would be making videos and I'm getting calls over and over. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to remake this whole video or get Jarrod to edit it out. It's so annoying. Which I like having that capability on the iPad, but like if I'm in class and I get a text message, it pops up and it's like, oh, everybody, here's my messages. It's like really awkward. So I turn it off. Or go to airplane mode or something.
It was worth it. It was worth it. I'm down for the Texas barbecue tour. Come on with it.
Heart 8?
Oh yeah, let's just skip cooking it. Let's go to Heart 8 and have it catered. Okay, great idea. Yes, Clint. Josh is in. Josh is gonna have to come down and visit. I've got a trip scheduled up there sometime soon, but you're gonna have to come down here, man. Awesome advice, guys. Thank you so much. By the way, I'm thinking y'all are gonna get some coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah. We shall see. This says, it was epic. Clint says, I usually turn it off, but this is the one time I forgot. And a forehead. It was hilarious.
That's awesome.
It was hilarious. Worth every bit. You want to ask your last question? Do you have a last question? No, you don't want to ask the last question?
No, I'm looking at them. I've asked 3 of them.
And then we'll roll out.
Let's see. Okay, so
Enjoy the rest of our night.
for Snowmageddon, Texas, 2021,
Okay.
we camped
Yes.
in our house
Yes.
in 0-degree weather,
Yes.
and I threatened going off the grid.
Yes.
Very seriously threatened going off
Okay.
the grid.
I see where you're at. Yes.
How do you feel about that?
Going off the grid or you threatening?
Going off the grid.
Yes. All I know is that my prepper budget went from nothing
Yeah.
to everything.
Yeah.
I think because of, and Clint can check me on this, but because of how everything went down, I don't like it when the power company tells me when my power is on and off, and I have no say. Which
That was really concerning.
that is what it is. But I mean, it messed up electronics. They were turning it on and off every couple of minutes. It was a mess. And then certain places they'd be gone for several days, and they didn't have any power for several days.
Yeah, we were fortunate. Like they did the blackouts for us, and it was really annoying and destructive to do the blackouts every hour for 20 to 40 minutes. Was so annoying. And then, but there were other places where they turned off their power for days in 0-degree weather.
Secondly, though, in the middle of that, they decided that they could go from, what was it,
10 cents.
10 cents a kilowatt hour to $9
$9.
a kilowatt hour, which in Texas, there's never been anything like that. I mean, we're pretty much locked in. So whenever they signed whatever that was, that passed that they could now charge whatever they wanted to charge or whatever needed to be passed on to the customer, it's ridiculous. And then our local co-op is like, don't worry, we're here to help. And it just sounds like propaganda. No, we're with you. We're alongside. No, you're not. No, you're not.
Tried to kill
You're
us.
getting yours. You're making sure you escape out of this thing. And I get it. It was a bad situation. Whatever. If
For
I
everyone,
can get
yeah.
all that said, if I can get our well and some of our freezers, which is in the well house, which are in the well house, if I can get those off the grid, baby,
Yeah.
I think we're good.
I agree.
At least for survival type stuff.
And the thing is like the probability of that happening again, or not again, but every year or multiple times a year is so low for Texas. But at the same time, like we have tornadoes, we have lightning storms. So it's not just that. I think that going not off the grid completely, but being able to have water when there is no electricity, or having a stove, like a wood burning stove or something when there's no heat, would be pretty realistic
Yeah.
for us.
I'm gonna start. That's one of the projects that I would like to dip my toe into this year, is start getting the well off the grid, get the freezers off the grid, and then maybe move into my shop. See if I can get the shop, which is going to be hard because there's power tools and whatnot. Get the shop off the grid, and then we'll see where we're at. And not all this year, but start moving in that
the
direction.
Future. I'm not mad. I was mad as I was freezing in my home because they chose to turn off my electricity. But it's not that, like, I get that everyone was just trying to do the best that they could with the situation, but it was just scary to me that they could choose when I get electricity and that I would freeze in my own home that I paid for. Like, I pay for, I don't know, it just bothered me. It didn't seem right.
There wasn't even a heads up. I think
No,
if
they
they
didn't
would
tell us.
if they would have told you beforehand, there's a storm coming and we didn't prepare, get ready for blackouts. The power goes off.
And I understand there probably would have been mass hysteria if they told us, but
Okay.
at the same time, if they had told us a week in advance, hey, there's a bad storm coming, you might prepare, whatever.
Yeah.
People could have gone to a different, I don't know what people could have done. I could have prepared a little bit more for it.
It was a shock for those of us here in Central Texas, because prepare for a winter storm usually means like buy more heaters.
Water.
Yeah, like water, and make sure that your heat lamps are on in the sensitive areas that are going to keep your pipes flowing, that sort of thing. Your troughs.
We literally, just making sure the animals have a place,
All
making sure
dependent upon
there's
electricity.
water for you, making sure there's some source of heat. And like, they didn't tell us. So at 2 a.m. Monday morning, they turned off the electricity all night. And so,
Which is not a big deal for you folks up north, but for those of us in Texas, we have little insulation. I mean, we try to do the best we can, but most folks have little insulation down here, not like winter, what you guys all need.
and our HVAC system is not, it can't handle
Can't keep up.
that. So they turned off the electricity all night. They did not turn it back on until 8 or 9 a.m. And it was freezing. Downright freezing.
It was. I think we had a balmy 45 in here most of the time. We did the whole emergency heat whenever it was on. Once we finally had you called the
On the
AC
second
guy
day, yeah.
and figured out how to program the thermostat every time. So you program the thermostat every time the power went on and came off every 20 minutes or so. And then you had the oven on full bore. So have we gotten our bill yet?
No.
I can't wait. I'm guessing thousands of dollars.
I don't want to drag this stream down. I know I'm being kind of like sassy, but I am excited. Like, Jared's always kind of wanted to go off the grid a little bit, and I've been like, we're not doing that. Like, that's so dumb. It's a waste of money. It's never going to happen. But after this situation, I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
No, I've seen it done well. If you've ever seen off grid done well, where they have water, they have the right pairing of lights, or basically usage to supply, it's really kind of cool. It's really cool because it's off grid. They don't need anything.
And we're not talking like full prepper or anything like that. We just want water and heat. It'd be great.
Clint says, we lost power for 2 days, but had a generator that we plugged a space heater into to keep us somewhat warm. We had a couple busted pipes because of it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It was a disaster.
Fortunately, we didn't have any busted pipes. I think I made a video about it. I think it was inside of, I didn't make it about it, but it was inside of one of the videos. We had our drainage pipe freeze up for some weird reason, and that just chaos ensued because whenever water can't go out, you can't keep water dripping. It was a disaster, and we Texans learned about cold weather for a little bit.
I'm not an idiot, but I felt like such an idiot.
Not an Indian.
Idiot.
Okay.
On the fourth day, I realized that I could take our one space heater and put it in our bedroom, which is a smaller space, and heat it up really fast.
Brilliant.
I spent the whole week trying to heat up this whole, this is all open, with a space heater that's this big. I'm like, hello, Captain Obvious, take it to a smaller space. So once I figured that out, it was real warm.
What was that question?
Which one?
You said the off-grid thing.
That's all.
Did we cover them all?
Yeah. There was only one, but it doesn't really apply.
What is it?
It was about clients.
What about clients?
You posted a video about the wedding, the side hustle.
Oh, okay.
And it is a side hustle. Like we each have full-time jobs.
Yes.
So as a side hustle, we haven't really necessarily done the traditional businessman approach where you take any and all people.
Oh, where you take just anybody and scratch out a limit.
Yeah, we choose our clients basically, or they choose us, whatever. But how do you decide? How do you decide what you want to do?
This year's hard. So last year, money talked.
Yeah.
Last year.
So much business last year.
Last year we took a lot more than we should have, which was something that God corrected for us this year. I think we're only going to take 3 or 4 clients this year in the entirety of it, focus a little bit more on YouTube and church and family.
We were drowning last year.
And that sort of thing. But some of those clients were huge. And whenever you get into like the commercial side of things, let me just tell you, weddings are jacked up. The pricing it's a special event. It's sensitive. You have to get it right the first time. So it's charged higher. It just is. All the venues high, the catering's high, the photography's high. We're appropriately priced, I would say.
Yeah.
And so we get a lot of invitations to come film. So we get to kind of choose our brides, our dates, that sort of thing. But I've crept that up just a little bit this year just to weed out some of that. We've been working with some amazing brides, though.
Yeah, and weddings are my favorite. So I love the weddings. But last year we were drowning, which is a wonderful problem to have, especially in 2020. Like people had such a bad year and we were drowning in work. Like it was crazy. I don't know how that happened. I guess because since everyone sheltered in place.
I don't know how that happened.
All year, well, it was God, I know, but like since everyone sheltered in place all year, now
Video
everyone
boomed.
wants video.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted video, and we were the video people, or one of the video people. Few.
We're in a small town, a very small town that is just now discovering the power of video, and that's been fun because we've been saying for years, like, you need to hop on this horse.
You need video. You need
right
video
now. Because there's going to be maybe not with video, but there's a limited time where you're first to the pie, and you can really carve out a spot. So the folks who have jumped on that, they've been willing to pay for it or compensate for it, and the other people, which since it's a small town, they don't understand why prices are what they are.
Right.
So anyway, we were able to last year find some awesome clients, and what I was going with the whole bride versus corporate side, corporate pays.
Yeah.
Just let you guys, for some reason,
they're picky.
They have the budgets to get these things done, and you can help them, which we've made businesses able to move millions of dollars through video. Video works, but you have to be willing to work with the corporate side. So anyway, brides, fun, lovey, get to choose what you want to do. Corporate is hard to work with for the most part, but they pay really, really well.
That's what he likes, the corporate stuff. That's more his passion. But I think that's so neat that one company wanted a video that they could show their investors, basically, and it helped their business immensely. And like that's the power of video. And I feel like the people who see that, they see the value of the video, they are willing to pay for it. It's an expensive thing. I'd always tell Jarrod, because sometimes we feel kind of bad that it's expensive, but like we've gone through and nitpicked our prices and make sure that like you're getting what you pay for, basically. And also on top of that, it's a work of art. And you get what you pay for with art. So
Yeah, it's subjective.
yeah.
Yeah. No, hopefully this year we're going to throttle back on some of that and just take what we want to take. Just a handful of, pick our clients well, do what we want to do. And we don't need it for income really. This year we spent last year updating all of our equipment, trying to stay
Getting all the
current,
tools we
getting all
needed.
the tools we needed, and now all that's gone.
We spent the first year just kind of gimping along with the tools we had, and it really was hard.
Yeah.
And so we spent the second year working our butts off and then buying the tools we need. So now we feel like we have what we need to be successful, I think.
Pretty much. I can always find a reason to buy more camera gear.
Well, sure.
That is not far away. I right now waiting on some money to come in so that I can pay, I think it's Joshua off for some equipment that he sent my way. So I can always bury money back into the business. But that's kind of the plan for that. Would you like to have me throttle back this year, or
On video?
yeah?
No.
Or do you like that money, son?
What I think is interesting is, well, he came to me and said, I think you said God wants you to, or was it you wanted to?
No.
God wants you
I think God wants me to throttle back.
to take 3 or 4 business clients and then maybe some weddings, basically a few weddings. And I'm like, yeah, whatever's good. I'm good with that. Last year was really hard, like good, but really hard as far as we were drowning, we were snowed under. And like, I think it's been interesting because it seems like coinciding with that word you got from God, the ministry side has picked up again post-COVID.
Oh, that's true. Yep.
And we're spending a lot more time in the ministry side. It feels like.
Yep.
And so I think it's from God. And so I'm with you on it. Like whatever God says or whatever you feel like God's saying to do, we'll courageously go after it and correct ourselves, self-correct if it's wrong.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
But you're cool. You're cool with that. You're cool with not bringing in the corporate big fish, because we were ramping up to a place there where
it was very time consuming. I'm
cool.
kind of relieved.
Perfectly cool if you're cool.
Honestly, kind of relieved because he was spread very thin between church,
Call me thin again.
marriage.
Say it, girl.
Yeah, super thin.
Yeah.
Spread really thin between church, marriage, and video. And I just felt like he was super stressed, super stressed.
Yep.
When he really didn't have to be, because our video business is optional.
Yeah.
So I think it's good. I think it's gonna work out. May not be like this forever.
No.
For this year, I think it's good.
Well, I don't want to time you out. Thank you for asking the questions, babe. I'm with you. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for being a part of the channel. Like all you guys who hopped on here to say hello. We're able to be friends because I have an amazing wife who allows me a lot of time in this hobby and having fun. I want to be respectful of her time. So we're gonna hop off. Thank you guys all for stopping by. The State of the Union is strong with the two of us. We're probably gonna go have the rest of a date night. Maybe watch some TV, hang out. Thank you guys all for stopping in. If you want to encourage Jessie, if we can talk her into sticking around every week, I don't think it's gonna happen, but every week, go ahead and hit the link below. Buy me a coffee.
Hey, thanks for interacting in the chat.
Yeah.
That makes a big difference in the experience. So I really liked reading y'all's comments and stuff. So I really appreciate that.
Real quick, as we're heading out, Dennis, hey man, what's up? Yes, on the camera gear. All day, son, all day.
Honestly, I was just happy that we didn't have to use our personal money to buy the camera
Because
gear.
we did for a couple of
For
years.
a couple years, and
We
that
did.
put stress on our marriage because
I
I'm
was
like,
buying things.
you're spending our money on videos, and now like his business fully supports his
Habit, addiction.
hobby,
Hobby, yes. Hobby.
and it has really helped
Yeah.
relieve
Carlos,
stress.
A7S3, Pico mic. We said camera. But set up in here, I'll give you a little behind the scenes. A7S3, Pico mic, not aperture. What's the cheap knockoff version of the 120? That guy up there. Computer, some nanotubes, and a slider. And we may up the production if we can talk Jessie into hanging around. But for right now, this was all we wanted to do. So we could sit down real quick and hammer it out. We good?
This light's making me real hot.
You already were hot. We love you guys. And we will see you
In the next one.
All right, we're out. Bye-bye.